The audience are ready, judges are ready, and I hope the teams are also ready. Okay. Shall we start then? Who wants to go first? Okay, Smriti.
Well. Looks like the opponent team seems pretty confident. Not for long though, my brothers. It's time for Samarpan of History Department to move from history of the past to mystery of the present. As the invisible hero of this academic year, not y'all, Walter Brueggemann would say, the task of the church is to reimagine the world, to reimagine the possibilities of human existence and to evoke a new imagination for the community. I request the opponent team to put on your prophetic imagination today and think beyond the peripheral stuff that attracts your eye. A very good evening, friends. Today, we would like to speak as advocates for today's Christian festivals being prophetic. Christian festivals have from times immemorial fostered a prophetic vision, soughting to promote social justice, challenge oppressive systems, and embody ethical values. Take, for instance, Christmas. The birth of Jesus brings a message of hope, love, justice, equality, but also, in a deeper prophetic sense, the birth of Jesus among a marginalized community entails solidarity with the poor, oppressed, and marginalized, much like the prophets of the Old Testament times. Easter. The celebration of the resurrection of Jesus can be seen as a powerful act of resistance against oppressive systems of his time, thereby embodying spirit of resistance, challenging unjust systems and structures. It also acknowledges lament and suffering that precedes resurrection. Lent. Prophetically, Lent encourages individuals to confront their own biases, privileges, and power dynamics. It is also a time of solidarity with the oppressed and encourages Christians to listen and amplify the voices of those on the periphery, just like my opponents. Advent. Prophetic Advent encourages Christians to wait with expectation for the transformation of the world, rather than simply waiting for individual transformation. It critiques the empires that perpetuate injustice and oppression. It seeks an equitable world. Epiphany. Prophetic Epiphany encourages Christians to seek revelation and illumination about the injustices in the world, their role in challenging them. Epiphany celebrates the visit of the Magi, strangers who came to worship Jesus. Prophetic Epiphany encourages Christians to stand in solidarity with strangers, migrants, and refugees, recognizing divine presence in the other. Now that the prophetic lens of my opponents seem to be opening, I urge them to look beyond their stance on materialism as I am gonna burst their bubble. Gift giving as an act of solidarity with those in need. Instances, donating to charities, volunteering giving hand paintings. Food and feasting as a communal act of building relationships and developing harmony focuses on shared meals, coming together of people. Decorations and symbols as reminders of justice and prophetic values. For example, using eco-friendly decorations, creating symbols that represent justice and equality, or displaying artwork that highlights social issues. Having now opened the floor for argument, wishing the already nervous opponent friends good luck in defending.
So now I hope Pushparaji is ready to take up the challenge.
Good evening, my dear and respected judges and UTC friends. It is an absolute delight to stand before you today and present my views on the topic Christian Festival today supporting materialistic. Christian festivals today have evolved into grand joyful celebrations filled with lights, gifts, feasts, and existing traditions. They are moments of togetherness, happiness, and joy that bring people closer not only spiritually but also socially and economically. But if Jesus walked into a Christmas party today, even he would appreciate a well-decorated Christmas tree and a good piece of plum cake. I would first like to say that materialism makes festivals more enjoyable. Let's be clear, we love celebrations and what makes them better? The gifts, the decorations, the grand feast and fireworks and so on. The modern materialistic approach has made Christian festival vibrant and lively, something that the prophetic simplicity could never achieve. Imagine Christmas without a tree, the lights and the presents. It would be like celebrating a birthday without cake. Possible, but utterly disappointing. Materialism has made Christian festivals more inclusive. Earlier, religious celebrations were confined to church gatherings, solemn prayer, and fasting. But today, Christian festivals have become even that everyone together, regardless of faith, participate in. This is a victory, not a failure. After all, isn't the goal of Christianity to spread love, joy, and goodwill of all? So, my dear friends and judges, I would say that the economic needs festivals. Another great thing about the materialist approach is its impact on the economy. Christian festivals today contribute billions to global economies. Imagine Christmas without shopping mall would be empty, Santa would be unemployed, and poor elves would have to find never carriers. Festival boost businesses, create jobs, and support them thousands of families. Some may argue that the festivals should only be about prayer and spiritual reflections. Faith is beautiful, but let's not ignore reality. We need both spirituality and economic to coexist, just like Santa and his Some final thoughts I would like to conclude. To those who say Christian festivals should return to their prophetic simplicity, I ask, why take away the joy? If we can use festivals to bring people together, support business, create memories, and spread happiness, isn't that the greater form of Christian love? Let's not strip our festivals of their joy and turn them into my religious obligations. Let's celebrate them with enthusiasm, generosity, and a little bit of sparkle. After all, isn't that what Jesus would do? He would not frown at a Christmas tree. He had probably admired the lights and joined the carols. Thank you.
Kaushik, now do you like to count up?
Come on, Kaushik!
Friends, I just have 3-word response to that response. Oh my God! That was a wonderful own goal by Reverend Pushparaj over here. You see, he said there are moments of joy. He also said it is a place where where inclusivity is over there. And also, I just would like to enlighten Reverend Pushparaj over there that Father Van Weidenen says that commerce is necessary for any community. Jesus also in the temple was not against the commerce, but he was against greed. Therefore, I think Reverend Pushparaj is like a person walking in the forest. Walking in the forest, seeing all lush green, beautiful leaves and colorful flowers. But he fails to see what holds the forest inside. You see, there is an invisible element, that is the fungi, especially mycorrhizal fungi. It helps plants absorb water, nutrients, and in return the plants give carbohydrates to the fungi. Also looking at it, the fungal network, it facilitates as a network of communication where plants are warned against pest attacks. They also support these seedlings which do not grow to establish themselves. Now, Reverend Pushparaj is not able to see the fungi. He only sees the outer celebration, the lights and all that. What about in your church? Don't you focus on giving joy during these celebrations to people? All of our churches' missionary activities are focused during the time of festivals. That is true. Don't you agree? Now, our churches are prophetic in this way. It offers a spiritual message of redemption, the one the opposite time fails to see. And also it offers hope to those who anticipate hope by being a living witness to the people of the world. Why? We have a living testimony among our community over here. Dr. P.T. George in our missiology class, he says how festivals were platforms for being a witness to Christ to the people of other faiths. Amen. Yes, and imagine a young P.T. George sir in his young days doing such a ministry. Imagine how many pastors would have been there to fulfill this prophetic ministry. Therefore, the opposite team, I think they should join in our BD class, BD2, so that, they can also be enlightened about all these things. So, how prophetic dialogue between other faiths was put in practice? It was always during festivals. The mission of God has now become the movement of God through the whole world. How during festivals our message is seen. And therefore, my dear friends, thus Christian festivals have always been prophetic. From time immemorial, you just have to open your eyes. Just have to open your eyes to see the prophetic moment of God as the fungi. May your celebrations, each celebration be blessed. Thank you.
Let us listen to the answers from Samarpan.
Thank you, my dear friend, for a prophetic message. Thank you so much. Though my dear friend called me a person from past, let me remind you something. Old is always gold. And before I talk about what materialism, I would like to counter Brother Kaushik, where he said prophetic thing is all about giving joy. It is about hope. Bro, without materialism, how will you fulfill this goal in today's time? Yes, today's churches have become a prophetic message where we see Kaushik as a perfect example where only the prophetic voice is heard, but the usage of materialistic need is not seen in today's church. But my dear friend, let me remind you one thing, that materialistic need is one of the significant and important aspect of the church. And it in many ways facilitate. When I mean to say it facilitate, I mean to say when we decorate the church, when we have a joyful time, when we bring the ambience in, it gives us an atmosphere of a festive nature. And when we have these materialistic needs, when we come for gatherings for food, right? When we come in gathering of meeting each other, I think so these things can foster more in today's Christian festival. And my dear friend, Kaushik, once again, that prophetic voice of you was heard by many, but your prophetic voice cannot fulfill the needs of many. So, in today's time, we need materialistic need. And why I mean to say materialistic need? Because Christian festivals in today's time play the role of catalyst, where we can raise charity giving, where we can help the poor. In today's time, Christianity is all about when someone comes for a help, we say, I pray for you, my dear friend. Whereas we don't help them. So, my dear friend, materialism is an important aspect for a church to run, for a festival to run, for a charitable concept, and for so many things. Thank you so much.
Prophetic or materialistic? Let us wait. Yeah. So now we shall give a round of applause to the participants, GD2 and MTh I. Thank you very much for your participation.